Hi there, superstars. So today we are going to learn how to add clip art and a border to a Word document. You have been doing your spelling using the program of Word and typing out your sentences and your 3 times each. So it might make it a little bit more fun if we could add in just, a little bit of clip art and a border, make it look a little bit more lively. So if you see here down on the ribbon, I have the icon for the program of Word. If you don't have that at home or on your desktop somewhere at home, you can always go to your menu and it's usually listed somewhere in there. Same thing at school. So I'm just going to double click on that and open up a Word document, and you see it pops right up, and I'm going to quickly choose my font, Comic Sans. I love that one, simple and easy to read. I'm going to choose the font size of 20, and just for fun, maybe I will make it orange. So, oh, it came up red. Okay, red might be better anyway. Okay, so we're going to put in some text. I know you usually put sentences and such, but we're just going to put in a little sentence so we see some text. And now I'm going to highlight that and I'm going to make it bigger. So I am going to come back up to my number and maybe I'll put it size 48. And while it's still highlighted, I could come over here and I could bold it so that it makes it look darker. I could hit the italics if I want it to be slanted. I could hit the underline if I want it underlined, but I don't, so I'm going to click on that again. And I think last of all, I'm going to try to center it. So now I have my text, and I'm going to move it down like that so it looks a little more balanced. So you will have all your sentences in. You shouldn't do this until after you've gotten all of the work done. And if you have time, you can come up to Insert, which is up here on the top. Click on that, and you see Picture, and next to Picture you will see Clip Art. So click on Clip Art, and this section will pop up right here, and you'll see a little search box. And so I typed in the word pumpkin, and that was something I was looking for last time, so we'll put a pumpkin in this time too. And then you just hit go, and pop all these pumpkin shapes. They're lots of fun. You could pick one that you really like. Okay, so let's pick that one. And so we click on it, and whew, pops into our screen. Problem is, this is gigantic, so I'm going to put my cursor in the corner, and when I see that arrow that goes up and down in both directions, I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to pull down, and I'm going to make my picture smaller. Still needs to be a little smaller. Okay, that's better. But I don't like where it's placed, but if I try to move it, it's not going to really want to move too far anywhere. So I'm going to have to format it. So I'm going to come up to Format and Text Wrapping, and I'm going to format it by putting it in front of the text. And that way, now whenever I want to move it, as long as I have those arrows going in all directions, north, south, east, and west, I can move that pumpkin to any part of my document that I want it. So there's my clip art. If you don't like it, you just hit delete, and then it disappears, okay? So you can choose whatever kind of pictures you want. You can search for more. You can add more than one picture. I got to format this one again. So I go in front of text, and now it's ready for me to move around. So now I've got my clip art, I've got my text, and now I think maybe I'll put in a border. So I go to Page Layout, and you come over to here, click on your document, and it will say Page Color, Page Borders. You're in the Page Layout area of Word. And so you hit Page Border, and then you have to make sure that you are on Page Border. Sometimes it just comes up Border. Make sure that this box is the one that's open and in the white. And now I can choose a line, which is up here. All these different lines that you could pick. But I think it's really fun to use the art. So I will click on this little arrow right here, and it will bring up the menu. So I'm going to search, and I'm going to scroll down. Oh, and look what I see. I see pumpkins. So I'm going to choose that. I click on it, and then it says it's going to be applied to the whole document, which I want to make sure I see because I want that to be added to the outside of the whole page. Once I see that, and I get an example up here, I click OK, and they pop into my document. So now I've got a border, I've got my text, and I've got some clip art. And so, last of all, if you want to, you can see what this is going to look like before you print it out, okay? And you can go to Home, here, Print, and let's see. Okay, so we come up to that symbol and we click Print. Well, we don't click Print, we actually just hover over the word Print, and then you will see Print Preview. And that's what I'm going to click on right now, and I can get a picture of exactly what my document's going to look like. And if I like it, I say great, and if I don't, I can go back and make any changes on the document that I want. When I'm ready to leave this view, I just hit Close Print Preview, and I'm back at my document. And then I'll come up here again, and that's when I will come to Print, which I did accidentally before. But now we actually come to where our printer is, and you can see there's our classroom printer, and our number of copies is going to be 1, and then we're just going to click OK, and it will be ready to print. So we did a fantastic and adorable spelling assignment or Word document with a border and clip art and our text. It's that easy. Now you give it a try.